Welcome to What's Up Mamas. You're getting the women in their 60s experience on Naomi TV. Are you guys ready? Whipping it up in the kitchen and showing you guys how to cook tacos on What's Up Mamas. You guys ready to learn? Come a little closer. Let me show you the recipe.
These are the smart glasses of 27.
How cool is this?
Here are the coolest phones of 2027. This model is definitely in, but that one is out. This is the best value for your money.
Welcome back. Look at these amazing finds.
This vacuum makes cleaning so easy. And wait until you see this dishwasher. Today we are showing you the best household items on Amazon.
I need that mop. Welcome to our special vegan cooking segment. Try this gluten-free dish. This is absolutely delicious. Grocery prices are just sky high right now. It is affecting every family. And gas prices aren't helping either.
The whole economy is struggling.
That you're hurting people more than making people better.
It's because I'm for the rich, not for the poor.
Does that make it any better?
No, but I don't really care about that.
Oh, I see. Do you not think you're letting the people down, being that you're the mayor?
Absolutely not. I'm for the people, not against the people.
It doesn't seem like... I'm Mimi, and I'm Dutch, and I'm from the Netherlands. And this is my co-host, Semi. I'm Semi, and I'm from America. And we are What's Up Mama? Oh, it almost got us. We are coming to you live from two different sides of the world. Anything is possible on What's Up Mamas. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It is so great to see you all.
Welcome to What's Up Mamas for the second week. What's up, y'all? Hey, it's me and my girl, Mimi. We're back. Yes, I'm so sad because Mimi will be going back to the Netherlands this week, Wednesday. When this video gets uploaded, she'll be back home. So sad. How do you feel about that, Mimi, that you're going back home?
I'm gonna miss my son.
Yeah.
I wish I would have stayed 3 weeks, but I'll be back. I would call this more on my test trial.
Yeah.
I wanted to know how my husband would be with my dog and not burning your house down, and he was absolutely great.
I'm absolutely sorry, not your house, my house I was talking about. Even though the neighbor's house got burned down the other day, we were standing outside watching. It was horrible. My daughter called me and I was at the park riding my new electric bike. I'll give you guys a picture somewhere on the screen.
Yes.
I've been riding the bike like crazy, so I wasn't home, but I was shocked when I got home. Yeah, I would see them kind of watering the plant and stuff in the backyard, but we didn't kind of know each other because they live on the back street, but I never knew there were 8 people who lived in that house. Even though I have some unwanted visitors that I didn't expect to show up at the house while I was on vacation, but you know it happens to the best of us.
I'm already planning to come back next year, so I'm excited about that, and this time I'm gonna stay 3 weeks, so that's super exciting.
My son says him and his wife is planning on coming to visit us during the winter after the holidays, so I'm excited about that. We'll see if it actually happens or not, but I think so. Let's see if my daughter invites me this time. She went like 5 times and didn't invite me, so we'll see if she invites me this time or not. Time will tell. I'm excited to see the Netherlands. She told me, my daughter, that you cleaned her house, like literally everything, the bathroom, the kitchen, the tub, everything inside her house. I like to stay busy. I'm an early bird, so I get up, and that's what I do at home when I'm in the Netherlands. I have to clean. I have OCD. If I don't know what to do with myself. So my son kind of woke up quite late while I was on vacation, so I'm like, what do I do now? So I just started cleaning things around the house, and I absolutely love it. Clean my house next time, too. So yes, we finally got to sit down at a Mexican place on Friday with my daughter, Naomi. How was that for you? Great. I seen her once. She's been busy. Sorry, guys. We had to switch out of our sneakers. They were not comfortable. Naomi put me on those wide, high heels, and I am not comfortable, so I had to take them off. Yeah, I just got yelled at because my daughter said my wig was too short, and I had the same similar wigs last week, so she told me to put this new wig on. My daughter was getting on me about how I looked at the beach, and I'm like, I'm just trying to relax, and these young millennials don't get it.
Yeah.
They were just trying to be comfortable, you know? Yeah, she's just dedicated. I wouldn't say a bossy boss, but more that has an eye for detail and knows what she wants, and that's a good thing. A lot of people don't have that craft. I agree. My daughter said to me she hated the bandana that I was wearing with my braids. She said it was absolutely ugly, and the dress that I was wearing looked like a momo, but I was comfortable. Jay called me and said he was going to the beach. Look, all I had time for was to grab my drone, throw it in a bag, and make sure I had my panties underneath my dress. At least I had clothes on, unlike I could say for Mimi over here who wore a bikini at the beach. You're lucky, that's all I wore. On a hot day in the Netherlands, I'm butt naked out in my backyard. I don't give a damn if I need to see it. I gotta get a tan everywhere. That's ridiculous, Mimi. It's my yard. I pay rent as long as I'm not in the neighborhood doing it. Yeah, or doing it in public area, I'm not hurting anybody. I guess you got a point. Oh no, I'm shy. I gotta keep my kitty cat in the box, honey. I ain't trying to let no neighbor see it, especially not free.
Well, if he's Wesley, he doesn't have to look. He just come inside the yard. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my hall pass. I'm just saying, go big or go home.
You're crazy. I love it. Well, we're going to get this show started, and this is What's Up, Mamas? And I'm Simi, and this is Mimi, my co-host. Are women of an older age, giving that woman of an older age experience on news, gossip, celebrity, drama, and everything in between. We're filling in today for Jay's News. Jay will be back next week with his whole news team for Jay in the Morning, so welcome him back very strong next week. And we will be back with this show in October. We're just filling in for these 2 weeks for Jay because he was on vacation, spending time with this woman over here, Mimi, while she's here in America on vacation. Yeah. But I don't want to hold you up. We should get straight to these news topics. It's going to be fun, interesting, and damn right crazy what we have on this table for you today. Let's get the worst news out of the way first. A beautiful actress passed away on Sunday, and we heard about this on Monday morning. It was horrible. She, actress Hayden, who plays in Heroes, the TV show, Nashville Scream, I think that's the horror movie. Yeah. She was just so talented. I was so shocked. Yeah. She just released a book a couple months ago, and she gets really candid about her addictions and the industry. She even mentioned giving up custody of her kids. Yeah. I was completely taken back when I heard that because I'm like, oh my God, that's not who I think it was, right? Yeah. I remember her interview on TV and I was like, oh my God, that is so sad. Yeah. You know, it was a lot of speculation behind the situation. A lot of people were saying different stuff, but you know, we're not going to do that because we don't really know the details. A lot of people are saying it was an overdose. That's where I heard, or what I heard from the news, that it was an overdose. And then it's absolutely horrible, especially being that she struggled with that. Yeah. It just breaks my heart. She was only 36, turning 37 next week. So much life left. It's incredibly tragic. Nobody expects to lose a sibling that young. I know you guys hear this a lot, but it's very hard, especially when you're a parent and you've raised your children, to see your children go before you. I feel for these parents because a year ago they lost their son and now they're losing their daughter. That has to be a lot weighing on their chest. We feel the love all around the world hearing this loss from amazing talent. Yeah. She was very gifted, but most of all, she had a great smile. Yeah. I think most of all, everybody was very shocked and taken aback, especially being that she's so young. Yeah. You know what I mean? To wake up and actually hear that. Let's check this out. Yeah.
TMZ Live, really sad, tragic news. Hayden Panettiere, you may have heard this already, 36 years old, died yesterday. And it appears that this may well have been a drug overdose.
Yeah, that there was certainly some drug use going on in the Greenville, South Carolina apartment where she was found. The call to 911, it was initially for a woman suffering with cardiac arrest. But once officials got there...
And even on the dispatch call, they said it may have been an overdose.
Yes, first responders said that may have been an overdose, that they'd started CPR efforts, but they were not able to revive her. But there's something interesting about the response to this, though, because there were 2 ambulances sent there.
2 ambulances. And ultimately a coroner's van. Now, the 2 ambulances are interesting because they wheeled stretchers in from each ambulance, but when they came out, there was nobody on that either of those stretchers. The ambulances left, the coroner's van came, but because there were 2 ambulances, it would seem that there were 2 people in distress.
Right. And as for who that second person we don't know at this point, but we do know that that Hayden had traveled to South Carolina with her on-again, off-again boyfriend, Brian Hickerson,
on Saturday.
So they had just gotten to South Carolina, and somebody walked in. It may well have been Brian's brother. Walked in and then saw the scene, and somebody called 911.
And our understanding is that Brian and his brother were both staying at this apartment, which would make sense as to why Hayden was there, knowing that she had arrived in South Carolina just the day before. Another really interesting thing that we've learned is Narcan was on the scene, which is used to reverse the effects of a potential opioid overdose. Now, exactly who that might have been used on, it's kind of unclear, but we do know that obviously when paramedics arrived at the scene, they were doing everything they could to
resuscitate
her, which of course was unsuccessful.
So we don't know who the second person is. I mean, you can kind of connect the dots. We've been trying to reach Brian, have been unable to. police are saying there's no evidence of foul play.
There was no trauma, signs of trauma on her body. So it doesn't seem like something in that regard happened. But of course, we're trying to get to the bottom of it. And Hayden had been really open about a lot of her struggles over the years, talking in her book, which came out this year, her memoir, talking about how she did have an addiction and an unhealthy relationship with opioids. She complained about back pain somewhat recently. We had some photos of her where she was using oh my gosh, what are those called?
Crutches.
Using crutches because of her back. And when I spoke to Brian just about 3 months ago in regards to her memoir and her reflecting very negatively on their relationship, which is understandable because their relationship was extremely toxic.
Abuse, and he went to jail.
He was arrested for domestic violence, and he kind of spoke on where their relationship stood at that time, which again was just 3.
I absolutely hate that for her.
Yeah.
It's so sad, but I hate that, when talent gets caught up with that type of lifestyle. And I know what happens all the time. That's life.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can have great talent and still be addicted as well.
Yeah.
But with all that talent and beauty, you would think you could have had so much more out of life.
Yeah.
More movie roles, a better guy, someone who could look out for.
Yeah.
More worse than having a partner who deals with substances just like you. And it just makes the situation worse. I just can't shake this feeling. It's horrible. I feel for her.
Absolutely not blaming her decision, because sometimes you get caught up in it and you don't know what you're doing until it's too late.
Yeah.
This exact example. And maybe generally this guy was really a good guy 90% of the time until he isn't,
Yeah.
And maybe those are things that had her coming back, but it's not great because he has to live with this.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure at some point we're going to know a lot more of the situation. It's quite early, but we will keep you updated on his story.
It's just so sad.
Okay, let's talk about our next topic. It's about a 17-year-old boy, man, teenager, young adult that murdered his mom and brother in cold blood, and y'all, he's Indian. I could never imagine bringing a kid that wakes up one day and decides he wants to take me and his brother out of this world just because they saying he had a psychotic break.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. To know that you raise your children to be great just the one day have something happen like this. Let's check this out right now, and we'll talk more about this when we're done watching it.
As you can see right now, he is making his way into the courtroom this morning. Again, this is the 17-year-old who was charged in the murder of the deaths of his mother and also younger brother, appearing in court as we speak.
And he was in court yesterday as well, just to face charges involving the theft of that car. But again, today going to be tried as an adult in the 2 counts of murder he faces and his family member's death. Let's listen in.
It is alleged that in the town of Acton on August 11, 2026, you did commit counts 1 and 2, murder. Count 3, assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. Count 4, assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. Count 5 and 6, assault and battery.
Mr. Aravind, a plea of not guilty has been entered on your behalf. You qualify for the appointment of counsel. Attorney DeWitt has been appointed to represent you. Does the Commonwealth have any requests today?
Yes, Your Honor. Several things. The first is the Commonwealth is asking the defendant be held without bail on the murder charges. I'm going to give just a very brief overview of facts for the court. On August 11th, approximately 6:30 in the afternoon, an individual placed a call to the Acton Police Department asking for a well-being check on his family at one Marcus Lake in the city of Acton. He indicated he had not been able to reach his family for several months.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
You've been listening live to the arraignment of a teenager from Acton who was arrested and charged with the murder of his mother and brother. 17-year-old Arjun Aravind showing little emotion in the courtroom. You're looking at video of his arrest here, which happened yesterday. He entered a not guilty plea and is being held without bail. He's being tried as an adult in this case. They read the charges out loud in the courtroom. He's been charged with 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, and 2 counts of assault and battery.
And just a reminder, too, the victims in this case are a 14-year-old that is allegedly his brother and also a 45-year-old mother as well. And we heard in court, too, that a mental health evaluation was offered as well, given the circumstances, too. We've been hearing that he did use ChatGPT to look up how to commit a murder. And we've also heard previously that police have been called to his home before. So this has just kind of been an ongoing situation where this is not the first time that police have appeared in his home. We also did hear, too, that he will appear back in court on September 11th. So this will be an ongoing situation as well.
It's absolutely ridiculous that ChatGPT actually helped him with that.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, we can't help you with that.
This is exactly what my daughter was talking about on her show.
Yeah.
Where AI interferes with the simple stuff. And this isn't the first, second, or third time we've heard something like this.
Yeah. I'm not blaming this on AI, but I'm actually blaming this on AI because who the hell would do something like that? You want to take your mom and brother out, but you need a robot advice on how to do it right.
We're 99% sure that the AI definitely assisted him with something because he committed the act, but it's ridiculous. This is why people are afraid of what AI can do because of stuff like this.
Yeah. It's being pushed out so fast. You know, they want to put it in cars and have cars driving you around.
At the end of the day, how are we supposed to know that the car knows there's a drunk driver aiming their car at us?
Yeah. They're making mistakes right in front of our faces, you know, and they're just pushing it along with no care in the world.
I don't think they're happy until people start fighting back against it.
Yeah. When that 17-year-old man put that in the prompt, it should immediately call law enforcement and got them immediately involved in that situation.
You could have saved 2 lives. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway here is communication. We have to talk to our kids.
Yeah, exactly. And that open dialogue is exactly what we advocate for here. Most of the time, you don't see this in the Asian community, you know, which makes it so much shocking because they're more family oriented.
Yeah. This story is quite different when you consider the surrogacy war. It really hits different because it's a 50-50 situation for the biological parent.
I mean, who has the stronger claim? The woman who carried the child or the biological parents? They found out the baby carried by the surrogate had a severe heart defect. And the decision to not go through with the pregnancy, while incredibly difficult, was ultimately theirs to make.
The parents wanted to terminate, but the surrogate refused.
Yeah.
She went somewhere, she had the power to keep the child, making the executive decision to have the baby.
A contract doesn't erase 9 months of my pregnancy. I am the mother. The contract is legally binding. You were just a vessel. They are not your children.
Let's be clear, the surrogate knew what she signed up for. The parents are the legal guardians here. But is it right? Morally, the person who carries the child develops a maternal bond that supersedes any agreement.
Yeah, I don't know what to say in this scenario, but I absolutely get what the biological parents felt like.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's completely different for the person who's carrying this child, too.
Yeah. This experience is different for anybody that's carrying. You could say this now, but when the child in your stomach, it's like, oh,
do you feel that way then? Let's check this out.
Yeah.
This morning, a dramatic custody battle in the spotlight between the biological parents and the surrogate who carried a baby boy.
I just know that he's a fighter and he deserves to be surrounded by people who are 100% willing to fight alongside him.
Surrogate McKenna West wants custody of the newborn she delivered on Wednesday. At 20 weeks into the pregnancy, the biological parents faced a heartbreaking choice, receiving a diagnosis of a serious condition called hypoplastic left heart syndrome. They chose to terminate the pregnancy.
I didn't think that I could live with myself doing that.
West ultimately objected, heading to Texas, where abortion is a crime, for medical care and legal refuge.
We do believe that she is the mother under Texas law.
But a Texas court blocked West from asserting any parental rights, and a California court recognized the biological parents as having rightful custody.
How often do we see these kind of rifts between surrogacy and parents?
This is a novel legal question. And, for example, in this case, what is a parent and how do we define parentage?
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton intervened in support of the surrogate, urging a court to block the removal of the baby from the state. The parent's attorney telling NBC News in a statement they are devastated to see their family tragedy transformed into political theater, adding their only focus is ensuring that their baby receives the medical care that he vitally needs, and that they, as his parents, are able to spend every precious moment they can with their beautiful newborn son. Now the good news here, we are told by all accounts this morning the baby boy is doing well. His biological parents were able to travel to Dallas to be with him after the delivery. In fact, the surrogate's attorney tells us that due to the Texas court order, she was not even allowed to hold him after delivery. But she says she is still fighting to raise that child herself. Her attorney saying they're prepared to take this novel legal question all the way to the Supreme Court if they...
I completely get both sides of the scenario.
It makes sense, for the parents not wanting to have to put a child through that.
If that heart issue is going to be severe.
It's the pain that they would have to go through.
Yeah, the diagnosis was devastating. They told her the child might have serious heart issues. And the complications, that was the hardest decision they had to face.
Yeah.
The surrogate has a job to do. Her job is not to make decisions for the parent. It's to actually do what she's told, because that's what her job is.
Yeah.
They need to look into these surrogates' policies and their religion.
Yeah.
Because if you're not wanting to put a baby down, this is the wrong business. But also, it's in the same sense, like if you were going to put this child down and she surrogate decides she wants to take the child, you were going to put him down anyway, so it's no worry for you in the least.
Yeah.
And then with all this politics, jumping in, and getting involved, anything to do with you, then just wake up one day and say, we don't want it terminated. It wasn't that scenario.
Yeah.
I think when they step in and they start becoming involved, like this was a, we don't want it type of moment.
It's a bit ridiculous.
It's like sit down and shut the hell up and mind your business and do your job.
Yeah.
I think it's a 50-50 situation. Some people favor the biological parents and others the surrogate. It's a deeply relatable situation.
Yeah.
This next topic is, it's a point of time and a place where kids just need to sit their ass down somewhere and stop doing questionable, stupid stuff.
This moment is like really stupid. I don't know what they were thinking.
I think the question we all should be asking is, whose child is this? Think that this shit is so funny? He literally goes to the beach and kicks a seal, like literally kicks him.
Yeah. Seals already are the sweetest things to come lie on the beach and be relaxed. And they're really chill and calm and not sharks. They're really chill animals, I don't know what it has been lately, but people are really losing their shit to go to a beach and decide that is what you want to do today.
At least be able to take responsibility for their actions, it goes a long way.
Weeks after video surfaced of a young man assaulting a sea lion at La Jolla Cove, an 18-year-old has now admitted to the federal crime. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Catherine Garcia.
I'm Mark Mullen. The teenager's guilty plea is a culmination of a weeks-long investigation by NOAA to find him.
Prosecutors say he could not only get a hefty fine, he could also spend time in jail. NBC7's Jeanette Quesada has the story.
In that plea agreement, 18-year-old Tyler Mule admitted that he kicked at a sea lion that was sitting along this seawall near the Ellen Browning Scripps Park here in La Jolla.
This was here? That was horrifying. It's terrible. I've never seen such a thing.
The U.S. Attorney's Office says 18-year-old Tyler Mule pleaded guilty to violating the Marine Mammal Protection Act, which is federal law. Mule told prosecutors he kicked the animal 4 different times, including twice in the face, according to the Attorney's Office. When the sea lion tried to get away, Mule chased after it and continued to attack. Prosecutors say the teen referred to himself as UFC fighter Max Holloway during the attack.
Yeah, I definitely think there should be consequences, because if there's no consequences for actions like that, then it's just going to continue to happen, and it shouldn't be something that anyone thinks is okay to do.
The misdemeanor comes with a maximum penalty of 1 year in prison and a $100,000 fine. He will likely get a lesser sentence for his plea. The video went viral, garnering attention on social media and from NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, which launched the federal investigation last month. It's still not clear how the agency identified Mule. Eric Fletcher is a passionate animal activist who cares about protecting the well-being of the animals he enjoys swimming with. He hopes Mule's actions serve as a reminder for others to stay away from the sea lions.
I'm happy to see finally NOAA doing something about it, and hopefully this will deter other people.
Mayor Gloria responded in a statement saying in part, today's guilty plea makes clear that harming or harassing our marine wildlife has serious consequences. Jeanette Quesada, NBC7.
And Mule is expected to be sentenced on October 20th.
This TV show just pisses me off. I'm an animal lover. Seeing him kicking this animal that many times, it's horrible. I know exactly what you mean. It's completely unacceptable. Yeah, he might not even have to serve the time. He needs to be taught a lesson. Yeah. How is he ever going to learn if he doesn't serve time? He should serve 1 year for every time he kicked that seal. If you kick the seal 6 times, you need to serve a 6-year sentence. That's how I feel. You thought it was funny? Well, maybe if you sit in jail for 6 years, you can learn your lesson. They were just minding their business and he just goes up to the animal and does that. It is not right. I do not like that. The video is horrible, and then they said it went viral. That poor seal, he didn't deserve to be kicked that many times. You know, they're so friendly. I just don't understand.
Only in America, right?
Have one.
Yeah.
There you go. It'll help you feel better, sweet. I'll always make everyone feel better. Now, this next story is about a DoorDash that literally deliver food to your door. Supposedly, this is what this man was supposed to be doing, but had other modes. This story absolutely blew me away. The driver held her against her will, a gun to her head. It is absolutely shocking. How can something like this happen? Yeah, this DoorDash driver kidnapped her, held her against her will. So he was supposed to be delivering the food. Yes, but instead he became this predator they are talking about. I still can't believe he was just a delivery driver. It's terrifying. This predator used his job to target innocent people.
I don't get how DoorDash is just hiring all these people. I know, it's just unbelievable. The DoorDash man looked so possessed in court, right? Like they don't do background checks? This is crazy.
The man sitting in that court looks unwell, and he actually brought somebody a pizza or a hamburger and fries. That is terrifying, knowing that he would be knocking on my door late at night. This could have been anybody. Y'all need to hear what the court is saying he did. It is terrifying. Imagine you're waiting for your food just to find out he's a serial cycle. Vapor.
Versus Joseph Killings, case number 23 CF 5961, trial division 2, verdict. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 1. The defendant is guilty of kidnapping as charged. During the commission of the offense, did the defendant personally carry, display, use, threaten to use, or attempt to use a firearm? Yes. During the commission of the offense, did the defendant actually possess a firearm? Yes. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 2. The defendant is guilty of sexual battery with a deadly weapon as charged. At the time the sexual battery with a deadly weapon was committed, was the defendant 18 years of age or older? Yes. Did the penis of the defendant penetrate the mouth of? Yes. During the commission of the offense, did the defendant use or threaten to use a deadly weapon? Yes. During the commission of the offense, did the defendant actually possess a firearm? Yes. We, the jury, finds as follows as to count 3. The defendant is guilty of robbery with a firearm as charged. During the commission of the offense, did the defendant personally carry, display, use, threaten to use, or attempt to use a firearm? Yes. During the commission of the offense, did the defendant actually possess a firearm? Yes. We, the jury, finds as follows as to count 4. The defendant is guilty of attempted first-degree premeditated murder as charged. During the commission of the offense, did the defendant personally carry, display, use, threaten to use, or attempt to use a firearm? Yes. During the commission of the offense, did the defendant actually possess a firearm? Yes. During the commission of the offense, did the defendant personally discharge a firearm? Yes. During the commission of the offense and as a result of the discharge of the firearm, did the defendant cause great bodily harm to? Yes. We, the jury, finds as follows as to
happens, and you'll see as the clock ticks down, the second aviation realizes that's your victim and points back to the original shooting scene. They've just missed the defendant who's hopped over the fence and gets away. The fence is the fence line between the two apartments. And the defendant testified that he ran through the buildings and ran away. He jumps over the fence. Although he also changed that and said that that's not him in the videos, that's fine, but this is the path of travel to the fence line where this video captures. The path of travel starts where the shooting occurs, where the defendant admits he was on the aviation video. And this video captures the defendant jumping over the fence at 1:05:30, just as the first victim is making contact with the officers at the front of the complex. Seconds later, captured on the next camera to the west. When he's captured on this camera, just as was pointed out when Detective Baranowski was actually, was actually on the stand, he looks up at the aviation. He's holding his pants in the exact location where says he had a gun and was forcing her to perform oral sex on his person.
That's all. I'm pretty much upset about that situation. And then that I just feel for the woman that was involved in that situation.
It's horrible. It feels like this is happening one too many times lately. These delivery characters are getting sketchy. Absolutely. We need better vetting for these services like Uber Eats and DoorDash. Our next topic is Luigi. I was talking about this last week. Naomi said Luigi is both the villain and the superhero. I agree. He is the villain. But is he truly a villain or just complex? It's not that simple.
I agree to an extent as well, but I think murder is murder. Yeah. You know, these people had a family, and I don't think he deserved the treatment he got, but at the same time,
knowing that a lot of people are out here struggling, you know? Yeah. Especially if they're suffering from diseases that are killing them and they're catching all these insurance rates. Yeah.
I think it's a bit ridiculous, especially knowing that some insurance companies don't accept Ozempic.
I mean, it could help people in the long run. Yeah. I think that's very stupid. Luigi was going through the same thing. He had a lot of back pain and suffered with that. Yeah. And they were playing with his health insurance, accepting it and not accepting it.
Yeah. And I think that really got under his skin, so he started to plan out this strategy. His words, not mine. And he pretty much admitted in court now, I think it's to help him in his defense. Yeah.
Luigi Mangione had his day in federal court, pleading guilty to 2 counts of federal stalking in connection to the murder of Brian Thompson and confessing to the judge on the morning of December 4th, 2024, "I shot Mr. Thompson in Manhattan and he died. When I did so, I understood that my actions would place him in fear of death or serious bodily injury." Mangione's prepared remarks included details that he used a 3D printer to make part of a gun and posed as an investor at a firm managing over $50 billion in assets to learn the whereabouts of the United Healthcare Conference. His words stunning the courtroom filled with members of Thompson's family, including his widow Paulette, who wept when she saw Mangione and his mom. The open plea means there was no deal with prosecutors, who promised to pursue a life sentence.
The result achieved today now allows our office to seek the maximum penalty allowed, life imprisonment, which, as I've conveyed to Mr. Thompson's family, is what we intend to seek.
The Thompson family sang in a statement afterwards, "The guilty plea marks an important step toward justice for Brian and for our family," adding, "Now we look to the court to ensure that sentencing reflects the severity of this crime." Mangione is set to be sentenced for his federal crimes on December 18th, but he's also facing second-degree murder and weapons charges in New York State Court in a trial slated to begin September 8th. His attorneys immediately filing a motion to dismiss the state case on the grounds of double jeopardy.
It was a single tragic event, yet he's being prosecuted twice for the same conduct.
And while the fate of that state case remains unresolved, his confession in federal court was crystal clear.
The days of Luigi Mangione saying, "I didn't do it," pleading not guilty, are over. If the state trial does go forward, he'll have to raise some type of defense that actually concedes that he committed the crime.
Now, the Manhattan DA's office says that they are prepared to argue the state case, but are waiting for clarity on federal sentencing. The federal judge here could certainly sentence Mangione to life behind bars. She told the court she's going to be factoring a lot of things into that decision, including his words, the pre-sentencing report, and the probation report. And guys, to be clear, the Thompson family said in their statement they do want the New York and Pennsylvania cases to proceed. As for that double jeopardy question, it's up to a state court judge to make that decision, and we'll find out potentially in a matter of weeks. It could be longer. He just recently suffered a death in his family, so it's not clear how that's going to affect the proceedings moving forward.
You were there. Leaving that court and jumping in a black SUV, you know? He needs the longest time in prison while you get to live your rich life. Yeah. That doesn't rub me the right way. And she has children herself. Surely she understands that a young man might make a foolish mistake.
Yes, and because she has children, she should have empathy for the situation.
Yes, I'm not saying what he did was right and that she needs to accept what he did, but I'm also saying her being flashy, leaving in court, getting into an SUV, if the problem. We're suffering while you're just eating off of our money. It wasn't a great look to continue to show that when you could have came to court any type of way. It's like they want sympathy for the CEO's family, but they keep flashing their money in our face. But we must find a way to have both empathy and accountability. It's difficult when the optics are this bad. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go to commercial real quick, but when we come back from commercial, we're gonna be in the kitchen with Mimi as she's showing us one of her favorite recipes. Come back with us. We'll come right back with us to What's Up Mamas, because we got more in store, even a cooking segment. And make sure you guys like and subscribe to Naomi TV. Oh, well, go ahead, get out of here, go take your break. We have to go get our makeup done, but come right back, it won't be long. See you guys. Are you guys ready for season 3? Well, this fall in September, it'll be season 3. I don't think you guys are ready because I'm about to bring well, I already brought it. I'm not begging you to come, but honey, I'll bring the popcorn. Not gonna be there?
Are you seeing someone on the side? Are you seeing someone on the side?
No, I told her this 50 times. She doesn't want to marry me because I'm 10 years younger than her.
Do you blame me? My family would be so ashamed.
I don't care what they think. I love you.
Well, love is love, right?
That's my girlfriend. She is my girlfriend.
Don't you think this is a bit weird, guys?
No!
You want to be with me or that damn blow-up doll?
I choose a blow-up doll.
Are you serious?
It's gonna get crazy here on the Naomi Show.
¡Tú me engañaste! ¡Tú me engañaste!
Eso no es verdad. Eso no es verdad.
I don't understand a thing.
So am I the father or not?
Nope, you're not the father. It happens only here. Be there or be square. I don't think you're ready.
So ironic, I heard you had a new movie coming out. Yeah, we have a movie. It's going to be out September 25th, of course, on Naomi TV right here on YouTube. Y'all should definitely watch. We're freaking hot.
Supongo que nunca lo sabemos. Nunca tendrás mi confianza. El corazón lo sabe. Es tan inaudito.
Yeah, the movie is pretty much about the story of La Tulip, but then we invade the movie. It should have been about us the whole time. You know, me and my brother, two hearts. We're the main show, I promise you. And we got the looks.
Mixtape Dream Machine might be over until Christmas, but come in September, I promise my channel y'all would meet my group La Tulip, and they ain't alone, boo. Why have one set of twins when you can have 3 set of twins, honey? And who said they got along? Does any pop boy band ever get along? So here's a sneak peek look at a trailer of my movie coming this September 25th. That will be a Friday. This movie will premiere and y'all are gonna love every bit of it. It's an hour film. Get ready, y'all. This movie did not come to disappoint, honey.
The movie was about us, but we had to share with these dirtbags. But we still stole the show. I mean, look at us. Did we do something to offend you? No, it's just a bit weird. We just got off stage, we're tired, annoyed, and then we have to bump into you. We're about to go on stage just like you and kill it. Naomi just wanted us to fit in here until you got here and do a meet and greet so you know who we are and we know who you are. Yeah, now we know each other. Peace.
Don't be disrespectful to them. They came so far from Korea, okay? Just like y'all came from the Netherlands. Don't play in my face, you hear me? Leave them alone. Be respectful. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Tonight, we're taking over. We are the kings of this city. Yeah, we'll light it up. Let's go. Ha mostrado, ya no hay sombras oscuras. Desdobla, el pesadilla está aquí. No me quedo ya atascado, ni yo me venderé sobre las
You just heard La Tulip on this very stage. Now here's my second group that will blow your mind. Welcome to the stage, Two Hearts.
너의 눈빛, 나의 마음, 영원히 함께해. 사랑해. Como si estuviera guiando, intentando que entiendas que no estoy bromeando.
They're over there fighting again, bro. Don't worry about them.
Escribido, esto es mi cita, ahora escucha. Ya dije, dejemos de bromear. Vamos a We are flying high above the crowd tonight.
You have to stand on this platform. It will rise above the stage where y'all will be in the center of the stage. So come stand right here. Okay, cool. We heard you on that late night show talking crap about us. You don't even know us, bro. You're too freaking old to be talking about us. We're 20 years old. Who do you think you are, bro? Back off. If I was you, I would stay out of our way. You might be older, but I'll knock you out, bro.
We are rocking upside down, scream it out loud to the crowd, feel the power, we are the masters of the sky. Your love is beautiful, it is so beautiful, girl, it's all about you, forever in love, yeah baby.
I managed two groups, La Tulip and Two Hearts. They were fighting with each other. I said, y'all better get your shit together.
I will always be by your side. Everything I do is for you.
Déjalo si eso está bien. Corazón de truena, agua de lago. Todavía estoy sacando.
Get out of the way, it's my turn to shower. You're a damn hog. We're running out of time. I just need 2 more minutes, bro. Chill.
You're really going in with the towel?
Shut up, it's hot.
Not anymore. We might be the villain of this movie, but villains do have more fun. You guys coming in? This is my spot.
Get out of our way! You're finished! You're going down!
Our movie is September 25. Are you coming? Lord, I hope so. Hey guys, this is Jay from the Morning News, and I'm here to tell you what we bring with the news. So first of all, we bring the news. Another deadly ICE shooting in Houston this week. A Mexican man who had been living in the U.S. for decades got shot because he looked like the person they were looking for. A wild black bear in Anchorage, Alaska, shocked shoppers by casually wandering inside a busy mall to steal a fresh peach.
Oh my gosh, look at that! Is that a real bear?
A high school junior in Topeka, Kansas, convinced the driver of the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile to give his group a ride to prom.
Next stop, prom!
Woohoo! This is the coolest ride there is.
From the news, we go to the weather with the weather girl to get the latest weather reports for you guys.
Hey guys, it's me, Mimi, the weather girl, here to bring you all the weather. Like a severe storm system slammed into Chile. Over 125 million Americans across the U.S. and Canada are facing air quality alerts as thick smoke from Canadian wildfires drifts into some major cities.
Then from the weather, we go to the latest sports all around the world. The coach of England's soccer team announced he will remain with the England national team to lead them into Euro 2028, despite their semi-final exit. I am here today to confirm that I will remain as the head coach of England. I will lead the team into Euro 2028, no matter what. Stage 13 of the Tour de France wrapped up with GC contenders trading blows as the race entered its final stretch. All the news will be on a weekly basis every Wednesday, and that will be all the news from all around the world every Wednesday. So if you like the news how I bring it, come and check it out, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay up to date and get the latest news.
But you cannot leave me here alone! Cut! Great job, Mimi!
Oh, mine! Oh, what a beautiful day to show my love in every way. To be a wife you will find. What a beautiful day like this to fill the home with tender bliss. I love my husband dear. A beautiful day to show my love, to be the perfect wife for you. Beautiful day to say I love you more and more each day, to be a perfect wife for you. Oh, love is such a wondrous thing. To my dear husband I will cling, to love and to cherish each day, to be a good wife come what may.
I think you're gonna have to pay for that.
Thank you for giving me a ride home. I don't think I could have put this all on my bike.
You think?
Well, I felt bad, so I had to buy the whole entire store pretty much.
Look, cousin, I know you don't want to hear this, but the guy doesn't have a clue to save his ass. He's not that bright. You say all he loves is soccer and his parents. Why are you still making this work? You should just break this off now, before it becomes exhausting. I mean, look at you. You're sitting here in this bar pouting. You know I hate when you pout. It's just one of those guys that will never get it.
Okay, cousin, I'll see you later.
Get out of the street, cousin!
You.
And you.
What are you staring at?
I can ask you the same thing.
I asked you first. Oh, your dad let you out of the house? Oh, that's great. You're not in timeout. Timeout. Good for you, Pete.
First of all, I'm a grown man. I'm over the age of 20, so don't be sarcastic, and I keep telling you I'm not afraid of him.
Sure.
I don't know if this is like some type of prank. Every time I see you, you're always talking about me being terrified of my own father. It's not funny.
Oh dear, that must be him now. Honey, I'm sorry, I thought you were my husband. This is the Vanatten residence. Am I speaking with, I'm so sorry, but my husband is not home right now, he's at work. He'll be home later after 5, you can call then. Okay? Thank you, have a great day. That was strange. You're late again. Why are you late tonight?
Oh, I got caught up at work.
You mean you got caught up with your father?
Don't start. I'm just trying to have a great meal tonight.
You know, honey, you have to start making me a priority in your life. I feel like I'm the last person you take serious in this relationship.
Listen, that's violent.
First thing you think about when you wake up is your parents or your job or soccer. That's not fair to me. When I wake up, I think about you. I make your lunch, I make sure you're leaving the house with your brains attached.
Why do you always do this? Why do you always try to make me feel like I'm the villain? Because I love my parents?
You are the villain! Because you don't treat me the same.
That's not true. I'm not gonna argue with you all the time about this. We're already married, you should just go ahead and accept it.
I will never accept it!
What's wrong, son? Was it another fight between you and her?
Yes. She doesn't understand that you guys are older and that I need to take care of you, regardless if she likes it or not.
I'm so proud of you, son. You remind me of my own father. I'm very proud of you, son. But I don't think she's the woman for you.
In fact, you tell me that all the time.
Son, you have to fix the sink! Look at it, looks like a sprinkler went off in here.
I wonder lost too.
Welcome back to What's Up Mamas. We're in the kitchen with Mimi, this girl right here. We are making a vegan chicken Alfredo and also a regular one.
We must cook them perfectly.
Yes, make sure both are cooked very well with seasoning. The seasoning helps the tofu take on any flavor you give it. Today, we make perfect Alfredo.
First, melt some butter and add heavy cream. Let it simmer before adding the cheese.
That looks absolutely delicious.
I like it really crunchy, so it tastes like chicken. But we know it's not.
It smells good, Mimi. But we use chicken breast. We got the chicken breast up.
We usually cream cheese also.
Some regular cream.
I also use some seasoner, garlic chive.
And this is what this creamy white sauce is.
To make our Alfredo. First, we take the chicken out and stir it in the Alfredo. You could also do this with tofu.
That pasta going.
Pour it in the water, which is a little bit of salt and margarine. Everyone knows how to make macaroni.
I would hope so.
Then take it out, drain it, and throw it into the sauce with the chicken.
What do we do next?
I'm gonna do the same thing where I'm gonna put the tofu inside the Alfredo sauce. Little pieces, I'm gonna mix it around, make sure it's well heated.
Watch this.
I like French toast, especially when you're having it with some type of pasta. Oh, I'm absolutely sorry. I said French toast instead of garlic bread.
Don't worry about it.
It's my English. Converting Dutch to English, I think the garlic bread is ready. Let me go get it.
Freshly toasted.
Now we drain our flavorful pesto macaroni and fold it into this rich and creamy Alfredo.
Oh my God, that smells so good. This Alfredo is so creamy
and easy to make. It is my absolute favorite. Dinner is served.
So what is it that you like about cooking?
Oh, I absolutely love everything about cooking, especially the expressions on people's face when it actually is good.
So why cooking?
I like to challenge myself, you know. I like to do something out of my norm just to know I can do it. And that's what cooking does for me. It's a journey. That's why I love it.
What made you start cooking?
Oh, well, my mom wasn't a very big cook, so I thought, maybe I should throw my hands in the ring and try to make something tasty, and I loved it, so I haven't stopped since.
How about you try the food before it gets cold? The audience is waiting to know if it's good or not. Damn, Mimi, this is really good.
Yeah, it's delicious. I would have thought it was chicken, but it's not. It's tofu. But it's very delicious. I did a great job.
Yes, it's incredible.
You look like you're really enjoying that.
Girl, it is slamming. Is that a good thing? Yes, it means damn good. My daughter said you cooked a lot when she was there. She said she'd go over and have dinner and that you cooked very well.
I just love cooking for people. It is my passion.
Next time you must cook some more, honey. Save on the cost. I'm gonna have another bite before we go and sit down because it is so good. It's delicious. And we will see you guys very soon. We'll see you guys at 5.
We need to give Mimi a round of applause, honey, because she threw down in the kitchen. Honey, I was not expecting that, especially for a woman who doesn't eat like that. I was like, wow, I was blown away. What do you expect for a person who barely have an appetite?
Yeah.
But I was completely wrong. I apologize. It's okay. I kind of get that a lot. They see my small stature and they think that I don't eat or I don't know how to cook, and they take my food and they're like, wow, so I'm used to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the last topic and then we're closing the show. This topic was quite nice because we could all be in this woman's shoes, as we're getting older in life. So this young gentleman, he sees an elderly woman laying in the street in a puddle. He rushes over and helps her, which I found so sweet in this day and age. It is sweet. It really is. People need to see more of that.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised this day who will come over and actually lend a hand. Some people will walk right past to knowing that you were flat on your ass in the middle of the street. You were just saying about New York City. If you haven't been to New York, they don't give a damn.
Yeah.
You can be in the middle of the street in one of those manholes, honey feet dangling out, and they couldn't care in the last honey.
Yeah.
It is quite chaotic there.
Yeah.
Very different from Amsterdam. It's great to know there are still gentlemen in the world that care about people's well-being. Absolutely. And helping this woman out, it makes for such a great story.
Yeah.
Gentlemen helping this woman out, it really touched me. Indeed. It shows that kindness is still very much alive in the world today. Let's check this out.
Epf25 News, we're hearing from a Martin County man who captured this video. He stopped to help an elderly woman who was laying on the side of the road after a fall. As our Rachel Perry reports from Stewart, the man just happened to be at the right place at the right time.
This may have started with a pothole, but it ended with a reminder that sometimes help is just a stranger away.
You okay?
Ryan Carter was driving home from work Monday when he saw something in the road.
You need help?
He had recently taken a class on the Good Samaritan law, which protects people who voluntarily offer emergency help to others. So he hit record on his glasses.
Saw that it was a serious situation at hand, and I did what I think anybody should do in a situation like that. So what do you need from me? You need me to pick you up? Her reaction was actually, yeah, I'm gonna stand up in a minute. So her being calm actually calmed me.
Realizing she was stuck, Ryan offered her a hand.
You want to count to 3? I'm gonna get under your arms, I'm gonna lift you up. You tell me, we're gonna count to 3, okay? 3, 2, 1. I seen somebody in a desperate situation, and I just wanted to be the hand that she could depend on.
He got her water and gave her a ride home, later calling to check on her.
She has been perfectly fine, and I'm actually looking forward to, being reacquainted with her here in the near future.
Ryan's friend posted the video to social media wanting to recognize his kindness, but Ryan tells me he just did what he hopes anyone else would do.
Simple acts of kindness should be, normal. Just instinctively, that's, you do what's right at all times. And most importantly, you do right because it feels right to do right.
When he's not helping a stranger, Ryan runs Hand to Hand, a nonprofit centered around youth.
Provide mentorship opportunities for them, educational opportunities, and also getting them involved in the community.
As for the woman he helped, Ryan says her determination and resilience inspire him.
I hope Miss Minnie invites me to her next triathlon. I could tell in that brief interaction with her that she is a force to be reckoned with.
In Stewart, Rachel Perry, WPBF 25 News.
That story definitely warmed the heart. I love that. I love that type of story. It beats the one with the seal. Yeah. We need more stories like that every day to wake us up.
It's beautiful. I think that was good writing on my daughter's end. Great job, daughter. All right, guys, we're going to end the show here. I just want to thank Mimi for spending time together. Thank you very much. We had a great time, didn't we? We did. We had an amazing time. Thank you. I wish you safe travels back home to Amsterdam, and we definitely will see each other again, but we'll definitely be doing this show together. I'm excited about that.
Me too.
We will see you again in October. Next week, our regular scheduled program, Morning News with Jay, will be back. We hope you guys enjoyed us for the 2 weeks.
We will see you guys in the fall on Thursday with our own show. Yeah. We really had a good time, guys. Thank you so much. The food was great. The articles were great. It is time for us to go to bed. See you in the fall. Good night, guys.
I will see you soon, right after the holidays. Me and Neomi are coming to see you.
Ik hoop het. Ik zal wachten.
Hey Mom, and you get to watch next week really cool animation film Naomi put together about I Wonder Lost 2. You're gonna love it.
Ik ben heel benieuwd om het te zien.
Yeah! Welcome to the show, everyone!